Hello, all my magicians out there. My name is Brian, and this is your magician transmission. Today's transmission is going to be about the pains of ascension and basically why we experience pain in order to expand and what that really means. Um, I allow TōKae to basically uh, formulate a an understanding that really has a lot to do with why we experience emotions and a more denser consciousness, and why we have to clear it out and bring in more light, bring in more of our true divine selves and our spiritual expression. So that's what today's transmission is going to be about. I know we're all on this journey together doing the best that we can. So I think it's very important that we do not judge ourselves or each other when we do experience lower, more dense emotions. So without further ado, enjoy the transmission. And remember, if it doesn't resonate, don't integrate. All right. So since we all are God, vibrating at a lower frequency, we have the ability to experience love on a multi-dimensional level. When it comes to ascension, the reason why a lot of us experience pain in order to trigger us into an awakening is because the consciousness that is trying to integrate is vibrating at such a high level that you have to vibrate at the frequency of the love level that your higher self is vibrating at. So a lot of human conditioning is, we our love tends to be conditional. I only love you if you make me feel good, if you do what I say, if you do what I want, if you treat me a certain way. It's very conditional. It's just very conditional. Whereas your higher self loves unconditionally, right? Your higher self loves unconditionally. There is no, you have to do anything. You are, and I love you just the way you are. Because I know that on a multi-dimensional level, we are one and the same. We're just reflections of each other. The painful part of ascension comes from our human desire to be rewarded in some way. We want to be rewarded for, what we do for somebody else. And so it creates a condition. So most of us want reciprocation. Most of us want back what we give. And so we create a condition. Now, when you break up with somebody that you love, or when somebody breaks up with you, breaks your heart, or when you lose your job, or you lose your car, you lose your house, you lose your kids, you go through something devastating, because it has to be enough. Your higher self has to almost break you down enough to open you up, because along your journey, you have put up so many walls, blockages, you've put on so much armor to protect your emotions that in order for your higher self to expand you and open you up and awaken you, he or she has to, in essence, kind of break you down and open you up. And it has to be something powerful enough to do that. So for some of us, it might not be enough that we lose our job, right? It might not be enough that we lose our house, or maybe even lose our kids. It's whatever your higher self knows what it is you need to get you into a place of complete and utter surrender. And that's what you're being triggered into. You're being triggered into surrender. Because in order for your higher self to come through, you have to be in a state of surrender. In order for your higher self to help expand your consciousness, you have to be able to surrender. Because a higher level of consciousness vibrates at a frequency of love. And it's an unconditional love. And so even though we might think that, well, I do love, and I love my mother and father, and I love my kids, and yeah, that's true. You do on a certain level. You definitely do. But your higher self, in order to expand you, you have to be unconditional. And it can't just be I love certain individuals. You're being triggered to love humanity. Point blank, period. You have to love humanity. So in order to love humanity, in order to broaden your perspective, you have to be broken down in a way where your higher self can expand who you are. And who you are is love. And you are unconditional love. So, right now, many of us are being triggered very heavily, to love. And really, most of all, love ourselves. Because a lot of us don't. And a lot of us aren't even aware of it. So, you might be going through, if you have, I'll say it this way. If you have put something on a pedestal, your job, your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, your car, it can be anything outside of you that you hold dear, that you cherish, that you have a strong attachment to. You might just see that slip away. Something that you feel is necessary for you to feel secure, rather than your own inner guidance, your own higher self, the God in you. If there is anything that you hold more dear to you than that, you might just see that slip away. And it might be enough to trigger you into an awakening, because that's ultimately what is happening. You're being triggered into your awakening. And in order for you to be at higher states of consciousness, you have to vibrate in the frequency of unconditional love. And it's something that does happen over time. It doesn't happen overnight, because you're calibrating to this. There's awakenings happening every day, all day. You keep waking up. You just keep waking up, keep waking up. So you will manifest certain experiences that will trigger you into your awakening. And most of them will be heartbreaking. And this isn't to scare anybody at all, but it is something to be said, because we do want to bring awareness to it. Your higher self would rather not allow you to go through something heartbreaking in an effort to help you expand and evolve. And normally it only takes one good time to do that. One good heartbreak to do that. But sometimes, some of us are stubborn. Some of us still don't get it. And some of us stay in that place. And we eventually get out because, we have to. But for any of us that are confused about what is actually happening and why we have to go through heartbreak or, pain, that's why. Because we've been conditioned to put up this armor to protect ourselves. And it is very difficult for your higher self to integrate as he or she is vibrating at a very high frequency, which is the frequency of love and beyond, to integrate in a very dense energy, in a very dense vibration, in a very dense paradigm, in a very dense experience. Once you kind of break down, once you open up, it's allowing your higher self to integrate, incorporate. So it can be a little rough in the beginning. It can definitely be a little rough in the beginning, but your awareness of who you really are will soften the blow. It really, really will, because you can start to become the observer of your experience. You become both the participant and the observer. So, in a nutshell, the goal is to vibrate higher. When you vibrate higher, you tend to manifest more easily. You're able to allow certain experiences that are more desirable without resistance. Because when you're vibrating higher, you have less resistance. And that is also a part of this journey, is manifestation, intent. A big part of this journey is wish fulfillment. It's about making your dreams come true in a way that you've never really done it before. In a very spiritual and kind of cosmic way. So it just really goes back to knowing that no matter what happens in your experience, no matter how painful you may view it, you understand that it is part of your ascension. No matter if you're in a relationship that's difficult, no matter if you're in a job that's difficult, no matter what situation you're in, that the struggle, quote unquote, of it is helping you to expand and let go. Let go, because a lot of it also is attachment. And your higher self is trying to show you that you don't need to cling on to things so tightly. You can let go. Everything you need, you already have. If you can envision it, if you can see it in your mind's eye, then you already have it. It's already there. It's already there. It's just about allowing it to come into your physical, three-dimensional experience. It's allowing. And you can't allow it if you're holding on to it. It can't come. But again, you're being supported in this because you are beginning to vibrate higher all by yourself. You're doing this all by yourself. Your higher self and the bigger part of you is doing this for you. You're being assisted. And it is a false premise to think that a job is helping you vibrate higher. A loved one is helping you vibrate higher. A relationship is helping you vibrate higher. Because if that's your thinking, that's exactly that's going to be the thing that falls away. If you think that something outside of you is helping you vibrate higher, or a certain pattern or behavior or method is helping you to vibrate higher, those things are going to fall away or backfire, because you're not doing this in a three-dimensional way. This is being done from the inside out. The God in you, that spirit, that soul, that higher self, that is doing it for you. You don't have to do anything. It's being done for you. That's the beauty of this process. It's all being done for you. You can relax. You can relax. You can relax and be in this state of allowing. And don't let anybody tell you what it should look like or be like. This is your own journey. Don't let anybody tell you what you should or shouldn't manifest. This is your own journey. If you want to manifest a car, manifest a car. If you want to manifest a house, manifest a house. If you want to manifest a fairy tale relationship, manifest a fairy tale relationship. If you want to manifest a specific person, manifest a specific person. If you want to manifest being a movie star, manifest being a movie star. If you want to manifest being a musician or famous or whatever, manifest that. It doesn't matter. A lot of people will tell you, don't manifest from your ego. But we are in a three-dimensional reality, just as much as we're tapping into a five-dimensional reality. Your ego is not going anywhere. This is your life. This is your reality. But you are being encouraged to let go of a need for anything, for any of it. You're being encouraged to let go. The need is to say that you don't believe that it can happen. Your intent for it to happen is enough. Now you just let it flow into your experience. However that's going to happen. Be open to it. Just be like water. Just let the universe move you, and you move with the universe. It will happen for you. Whatever you want. Don't let anybody dictate your own experience. Don't let anybody dictate your own experience. Your higher, whatever you want, your desires, your higher self will assist you in that. It will assist. Absolutely. And it does not tell you no. And the universe does not tell you no. Now, you can believe somebody else, that'll tell you no. You can't have that. You can't do that. You can't be that. And you can allow that to influence you. And then so you'll vibrate that. And your vibration, the universe is going to respond to that vibration. So it's going to hold you apart from it. Which is you holding yourself apart from it. So if you believe that you shouldn't have it, or if you believe, oh, this is too ego-based. Oh, this is too much of my ego. I shouldn't want this. That's ego. Okay, then that's what the universe is going to respond to. But if you can learn how to want what you want without an apology, without trying to judge ego for wanting it, and just want what you want, and allow it to come into your experience without feeling a need for it, without putting it on a pedestal, and let it flow into your experience naturally, you'll get it. You'll get it. And it's not even you'll get it. You'll allow it because you've already got it. It's there. You've already got it. You just got to allow it to come. How many times have you thought of something and saw it come into your experience 10 minutes later, a few hours later, a day later? And it's like, oh, I was just thinking about that. If the universe can do stuff like that, just based on your thoughts and vibration, it can do anything. Therefore, you can do anything. So, understand in this ascension process, the triggering and the heartbreak is to open you up to the fact that you are the creator of your reality. But you gotta vibrate high. And to vibrate high is to vibrate in a place of love, unconditional love. And you're doing that every day. You're acclimating to that. You're calibrating to that. And it's not an easy process. But try not to judge yourself or anybody else. And accept the fact that you are where you are in the process. And that it's okay. It doesn't need to be a struggle. You don't need to experience heartbreak in order to wake up. You don't need to. Some of us have to, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately, not to say that it's a bad thing, because nothing's bad in this whole experience, but I understand that it's less desirable to go through pain in order to wake up. So, just be aware. Just be aware. And just be. Just be who you are. Be who you are, want what you want, and intend for whatever you want. And don't tell anybody. Tell people if you want to tell them. But understand that if you tell somebody something that you really, really desire really bad, be ready for them to possibly shut you down. Because it's not their experience. They don't resonate with it like you do. And they never will. And that's okay. That's okay. And then you will have people that support you too. And that's okay too. But first, get it solidified in your vibration first. Solidify it in your vibration first. Remember, your belief system is what creates your reality. You have to know. You have to know. You have to know the thing that you want or the things that you want are coming straight for you. They're coming right now. So, detach. Detach, detach, detach. It's the game of detachment. It's the game of detachment. And detachment is, again, not because you don't want it anymore. It's so that you can allow for it to come into your experience. It's an amazing process. It's an amazing process to consciously be the creator of your reality. And to watch things happen for you. Get a bird's eye view. Just gives me goosebumps. Be loved.